What's up, Aries? This is your monthly overview reading for the month of March 2023. I'm going to be explaining what to look out for this coming month. This is a huge month for all of us, so I want to mention that real quick. We're going to be talking about the sun's transit through which two houses. We're going to talk about the planets switching signs and what that means. We're going to talk about the new and full moon of the month and talk about some other big or crazy transits that will actually start beginning like a new cycle for the next few years or even up to the next 20 years. So this is a huge month for all of us. This is your video if you are an Aries Sun, Aries Rising. You can follow for your moon if you want, but this will mainly, make more sense if you're an Aries Rising. So what's going on for Aries this month? The sun will continue to travel through your 12th whole sign house of Pisces, focusing on the hidden parts of life, your blind spots, all that stuff. It has to do with the mentality, like the mental health side or whatever. For most of the month, and before switching into your first house of Aries, which the sun is exalted in Aries, so that'll, give you an extra boost of energy of initiating something new. Okay, so the first thing that's really happening is Mercury will enter your 12th house of Pisces. So once Mercury ingresses into your 12th house of Pisces, on the 2nd of the month, I should mention that, this will shift your mindset to focus on the spiritual side of life or healing any mental issues or mental illnesses that you might be dealing with or whatever. But Mercury's in its fall in the sign of Pisces, so this could feel a bit challenging at times in the way you're using your Mercury, your thought process, your communication, sharing ideas and all that stuff. And it's in the 12th house, which is a very hidden place. It's kind of, Mercury being in Pisces and its fall is kind of being in like this 12th house energy where everything is just kind of like, spiritual. It's a little blurry. It's a little foggy. It's a little kind of, everything is just a little confusing at times in a way. And that's kind of how Mercury and Pisces can feel. So if you are thinking or communicating over this a couple weeks or whatever, however long Mercury stays in Pisces, but it's going to be a little challenging in the way you're communicating and stuff. You might be having more secrets or something. You might be sharing or keeping to yourself and keeping your communication a little low key, so to say, or something like that. But yeah, Mercury's in a hidden place in the 12th house, so it could be a little challenging because it's in its fall. Mercury is all about the details, it's all about the pinpoint, communications and details, but it's in Pisces, which is a Jupiter-ruled sign, and Pisces is about the big picture, the spiritual side of life, and it doesn't flow right. Mercury has its we'll say exaltation spot or whatever. It's exalted in Virgo, the opposite sign of Pisces. So this is why Mercury's in its fall, because it's opposite of what it's normally used to, so to say. Okay, so the next thing is this full moon happening in Virgo. Let's do like that so we can talk about Saturn entering Pisces after that. So this full moon in Virgo, this is a culmination point. This is illuminating something. This is illuminating in your sixth whole sign house of Virgo, which is, what's the sixth house? It's about physical health. It's about your work. It's about like taking care of a pet if you have any pets. This is about taking care of your wellness, or if you're doing a fitness training, you're finally being aware of like what steps you had to take to get to this point, or something like that. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, the full moon is reflecting what's going on in this 12th house area for you. And look, I mean, you just like Saturn just entered Pisces, which I will get to in a second. But like, look at this 12th house stellium already like focused on, you know, in this area of life for you, Aries. So this is a lot of like isolation, a lot of concealing kind of energy. It's a lot of endings in a way. It's like a cycle is ending for you, Aries, this month. And let's get to Saturn and Pisces. So Saturn enters, this is a whole new chapter. So this is one of the highlights for the whole month. This is, Saturn will be in this sign, this house for you until like 2026, the beginning of 26. So this is a long transit happening. Saturn entering your 12th house, it will test your abilities around maybe addictions, or maybe you have to sacrifice more, you know, your time more. You know, Saturn brings a lot of challenges and hard work to whatever area of life this is happening for you, and this is happening in your 12th house. So there's a lot of stuff in the back of your mind, back of your subconscious. Maybe you might be getting a lot more subconscious messages during this you know, over the next couple of years because of having Saturn here. And it's going to be testing these subconscious impulses, this subconscious long-term dreams that you have with any spiritual like topics or activities or whatever. It's going to be a huge deal for you guys. Let's see what else I can say. I think that's about it. All right, let's move on. So the next thing that's going on is Venus entering your second house. Let me get to this correctly. Okay, so Venus is in your second house of Taurus. She loves being in here. This is one of her home signs, and it's your second house of finances. It's about values, possessions, you know, your personal resources, all this stuff. And Venus coming to your second house will attract maybe more finances, so to say, or attract more valuable items that you receive or something over this next coming month. So just think about like the material items, or the material world, things that you need. You know, this is the second house. This is kind of like about the support system you need. This can be about your house. This could represent your body and what you're, you know, ingesting into your body. And you might be, you know, ingesting a lot more sweet foods because Venus is in her home sign of Taurus. This is about, you know, stability. What else? Like, it could be an indulgence and all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, this will be probably a great time to like receive like a lot more money, or to invest your time into money. I mean, Venus will be on this North Node, which will be like amplifying like what direction your sole purpose will be heading into. And it's like Venus conjoin the North Node, you know, will have you wanting more stability and you know, financial more finances, you know. And you know, it could represent relationships too, like Venus does represent relationships. So maybe something to do with your relationships can help you support yourself better. Something I can say about that. All right, let's move on. So the next thing is Mercury, I believe, is entering your first house. You can see here, right here. Mercury entering your first house, it's shifting your whole mindset. You know, it's in the first house of self, your personal identity, your appearance, your character. So maybe, and it's in Aries. You know, this is a very spark, you know, very fiery, very, you know, quick sign, you know. And it's Mercury, so it's like Mercury's out of his fall of Pisces, where things might have been a lot blurry for you. But once Mercury enters Aries, your thoughts will be a lot quicker and sharper. That's what I was trying to say. So that's going to be exciting for you guys. Let's see, the next thing that happens is basically the sun entering your first house, which is, you know, if you are Aries Sun or Aries Rising, the sun will be passing over any placements you have in there. Like you say, if it's your sun, it's your solar return, it's birthday time. Um, this is a whole new cycle restarting for you. But if you're an Aries rising, you have planets in there, this will just be refreshing any planets sitting in the sign of Aries for you. So very exciting. The sun is exalted in the sign of Aries, which gives it more, gives it more life, more spark, more ambition to create and initiate something new. Then we have, I believe, the new moon following, which basically, let's just pretend the new moon is happening right here in Aries. Excuse me. So you got the new moon happening in Aries. This is definitely like a new cycle, like initiating or sparking to action. This is something to start. If you have any plans or something towards the end of the month of March, this is the time to really get these started, because the spring equinox, Aries ingress, or especially the Aries ingress, it's always a time to just initiate something new. Okay, or birth something new, I should say. I'm glad I mentioned that. Okay, let's see. The next thing happening, let me get to my notes. Let me see. Let's see. I believe, and the new moon is just kind of refreshing your your personality, your appearance, all that stuff. The next thing happening is Pluto. This is another big transit that I mentioned. Pluto is entering your 11th whole sign house of Aquarius for maybe a couple months of this year. But March is where it ingresses. This is the beginning of a 20-year transit. So Pluto in your 11th house. This, Pluto's about transformation. It's about, the darker sides of, ourselves. It could be our obsessions. It could be, represent the corporations and governments and all that stuff. And it's in the sign, the 11th house. And this is about, friendships, communities, large groups, hopes, dreams. What else can I say about this? It could be about earned wealth too. It's the wealth you've made, or the wealth you've made from your career. And Pluto here is going to give you is going to transform this whole area of life for you, Aries. It's going to be a slow moving transit, because it's going to take 20 years for this to go through the whole sign of Aquarius. But this is just kind of a sneak peek of what to look out for the next basically 2 decades. So it's going to be transforming your ways of dealing with community, friendships, all that stuff. It's going to be an interesting time for you, Aries. And let's see, the last thing happening is your ruler, Mars, over here is entering its sign of fall of Cancer. So this is a good thing, but it could be annoying, because Mars has been in Gemini for the last 7-8 months, honestly, since August of 2022. So this is a huge shift for Mars, honestly. So this is your ruler, I should say. But it's entering the sign of Cancer, where it doesn't like to be, but it's moving forward now. So it'll fly through this sign because it's in direct motion. But what is Mars? Mars is about conflicts. It's about action. It's about severing. It's about desires, passion, and being in the sign of Cancer. This is really focused on home matters. Being in your 4th whole sign house of Cancer, this is the home house for you. This is the bottom of your chart, and this could give you more, have you take more action, when it comes to family situations, or maybe you could possibly deal with some family conflicts. It is Mars. Mars is a malefic planet. It could create some challenges, especially being in its fall. But it's really going to be focused on doing things around the home or doing things with family. So that's what else can I say about that? I believe that's about it. You could probably have more desires in your home, to do more things in your home, either renovate or, I don't know, decorate or something. That's what I'm kind of getting. But so even though your ruler is going into its sign of fall, it might have you, you're not having the most energetic energy. It's gonna be emotional. It is a water sign. It's Cancer, so but that doesn't mean it's bad or good. That's just saying the basics. But yeah, so it should be okay. It should be good. You know, it is that's another huge transit that's happening this month too, because Mars has been in Gemini for the last, half since like all of 2022 mainly, but I'm just kidding. So, okay, but yeah, overall, let's get to the end. This is pretty much it. Overall, this month is really just focused on, this 12th house energy of like, ending a cycle, refreshing, maybe recharging your batteries, recharging your vital energy and all that stuff. But once the planets get into Aries, it's go time. Like, let's go. Like, it's Aries. You're all about initiating going, it's all about you. And it is birthday time if you have any, if your birthday runs at the end of March. So happy birthday if that's for you. So this is what I got for you, Aries, for this month. I hope this month brings you, positive and crazy change. But I know there could, I don't know, there could be maybe some challenges here and there, but honestly, it's looking pretty good for you, Aries, honestly. So I will see you in the next video. If you want more description, see the description below. I can't even speak. See the description below for more information. All right, I will see you in the next video.